This is your announcer, Chuck Landington, welcoming you to the Metal Injection Livecast. Sid's birthday was yesterday, and the Livecast crew celebrated in style by doing absolutely nothing. Because the greatest gift you can give Sid is the gift of inactivity. The Metal Injection Livecast starts now.
I'm so glad I did nothing for Sid's birthday.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure.
The best kind of friend is someone that doesn't make you do stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and someone who doesn't even wish you a happy birthday. Like I did.
Well, you did a day late, but that's okay. It's not a race.
Are you 40 now, Sid?
I am 42 now.
Been 40
Rob.
for a while.
Yeah.
I knew
wow.
that.
What's that like?
Sad.
You'll find out, motherfucker.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm 2 years away myself. Oh, hopefully.
Delta variant might come for your ass. You don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
Vaxxed. He's fine.
I got a Vegas trip, so we'll see.
What?
What?
Did we know
Oh,
about
you're gonna
this?
go to that festival?
Yeah, I'm going to Psycho Las Vegas.
When is that?
It's August 20th?
Oh,
Something
wow.
like that.
Wear a mask, man. I worry about you. I don't vax schmacks. You know, a lot of this stuff is beating vaccines now.
I am right there with you. I've been reading about how cases are up in Vegas. The thing, it's so weird because it's like you could really fall into this paranoia, but then also it has a lot to do with the politics of how they're reporting on it. But in general, though, I think I'll be fine at the actual metal festival.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really concerned about that. It's really just whoever the hell's in the
Buffets.
hotel.
I also
I probably, as much as I really want to do the Bellagio buffet, I'm probably going to stay away from the buffets.
I heard they have
It's probably-
Holoviets now.
Oh, no.
I
heard
do
they give
remember.
you straws that you could just drink Holoviets from a distance.
Ooh.
Oh.
How does
Oh,
the
then I'm in.
chicken chunks get through the straw, though?
Oh, it's one of those
Wide.
like wide Slurpee straws.
Yeah, like the ones they give for the tapioca balls.
Yeah.
Oh.
The bubble tea.
I also want to change what I said. I don't want to say vax schmacks because that sounds like I'm against vaccines. I'm pro vaccines, very much so, but in conjunction with other measures, not by
Yes.
itself. You can't just jab yourself and then run out in the street and like everything's okay now. Like
I mean, you
Well, also,
can.
if you're jabbing yourself, then it might not even be reputable to begin with.
you
What are you
can't.
jabbing yourself with?
Yes, it's a question.
It seems like if someone had died and they were vaccinated, it's because they had some sort of other immunity deficiency that caused the vaccine not to work properly. But most people who have gotten the Delta variant with the vaccine said at worst it was like a bad cold.
It's
But even
not-
that, I don't want that either.
and also it's not just that. It's like there's the virus is still here. It's still mutating, man. You can't like you're
Right,
creating-
that
Be
is-
scared. Rob, just stay home. Don't leave the house. No having fun for you.
No,
That's
go
what
out
I
and
do.
Go out and be safe. You can go out of
Yeah.
the house and have fun.
Believe me, I've had second thoughts. There was some story about like Vegas, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't go to. And I was like, no. I
I mean,
should
it's
just
not
go.
like Vegas is perfectly safe and fine in a non-pandemic time either.
I didn't say go out. Don't go out and have fun. I said you're going to Vegas. Put a mask.
Yeah, it's
on.
specifically Vegas. Yeah, I agree. Because like I also want to like if I'm already out there, I might do like a week or two in LA, and that I'm not worried about at all because it's like, oh, I'm just gonna be like on my own, like I'm not gonna be in a crowded hotel with thousands of other people who flew in from all over the world.
In LA, they don't even let you inside of places,
Oh, perfect.
even with a mask.
But that's just
Perfect.
specifically
Less-
Rob. They're not going to let us.
Less reason to make any plans. I just want to go to the beach. It's been a very beachy summer for
What if
me.
they close the beach again? Because they're starting their lockdown measures again.
The beach was the first thing they reopened. It was just, they didn't start lockdown. They just have a mask man. It's
Why
an
don't you
indoor
just-
mask mandate.
Get
No,
an
but they're talking
Airbnb that
about-
has a pool. Then you
Hmm?
don't need the beach.
Because I like the beach. Pools
Well,
aren't the
beach
same.
is just a pool with a bunch of grit in front of it.
Yeah.
Rob likes to swim with diapers.
I
Not on
like
him, just around him.
I like a nice view. I like a nice horizon.
Swimming with diapers. Episode title. That's it. Done.
I have thought about that too. Like not just the just
Swimming with
first-
diapers?
just all the fucking gross human pollution, even just like at the shore, like you just see it gets me so upset because it's just completely selfishness, like I don't want to Sound like one of those tree huggers.
Do you
Although-
like I remember like in the 90s when people would throw garbage out of their car window and that was a normal thing. And I just feel like anyone who does that today is such a dick. Like it's so out of touch.
Plenty of people
Yeah.
still do it.
Sid, are you one
No,
of them?
I.
He doesn't go in cars.
A couple months ago, I met my mom for lunch, and she wore shoes that were cutting up the back of her feet, as women insist on doing for some reason. So I gave her some Band-Aids. We were in my car. She had the door open so she could like have her feet out as she's putting these Band-Aids on. And then she had like the wrapper and stuff from the Band-Aids, from like 3 Band-Aids. And I saw she was getting ready to just chuck it on the sidewalk. And I'm like, don't do that. Please don't do that. I gave you those Band-Aids out of respect for me. Could you not do it? And I'll just throw them out later. Just give them to me. She
Yeah.
looked me right in the fucking
No.
face and threw them on the sidewalk anyway, man. The most disrespectful thing she's ever
Now-
done.
It's the
Now
most
we know-
Russian story I've ever heard in my life.
Now we know where you get it, Sid.
And then she was like all apologetic, like she wasn't sure what I meant or something. Like you were looking right in my fucking eyes and you did it. You knew what I was asking you. What the fuck?
I feel like a cup holder in the cars is meant mostly for garbage.
Yeah.
Did she
That's
say, sorry, no English?
That's basically what it was. That's basically what it fucking was. Oh my god. Yeah.
We
So people
didn't-
still do it. There's plenty
we-
of people who do not give a fuck.
We
Oh,
never
yeah.
had the Band-Aid in Soviet Russia. I don't know what to do with them. I'm sorry.
First time.
If you're listening live, by the way, we are live Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern time to 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. That's 3 p.m. on the Pacific Coast. If you're listening live, give us a ring a ding ding. Give us a call. We have a hotline. 213 wide nut is the number. It's 213-943-3688. It's the number. And let us know about your oceanic experience and pollution in your town.
Sure.
And
Rob, you ever pollute the ocean, like organically?
organically, yes. Like
Oh.
with my urine, sure.
Your
Never,
pee-pee.
That's the only way.
never did a boom boom in the Atlantic?
Maybe when I was a kid, I don't know, but not in my adult life. No.
I'm trying to think if I don't think I ever shit in the ocean.
I don't think I have either.
I can't remember if I even pissed in the ocean, to be honest
Oh,
with
there's never been a time I've been in a beach or a pool that I haven't pissed.
you.
That's a guarantee.
Take pride
Yes,
in it.
but I feel like pooping, when your body is underwater, it's like a whole different center of gravity and stuff. Like, wouldn't pooping be hard underwater?
Well,
Or weird
there's
for them?
also the fact that, like, if you want to piss, you don't have to take your trunks off for that. You got to fully disrobe to take a shit in the ocean unless you just want to smush it all
Right.
on yourself. So that's like a whole. And then what if somebody swims up on you and they see that you've got your trunks down? You can have a indecent exposure situation. It's
you
just-
really got to swim out if you're planning to poop
Yeah.
in the ocean.
Yeah.
You're not going to want to.
But then you're like swimming while shitting because you can't be standing on the.
That's
ground
so many
while
actions
doing-
all
it's-
at once.
Yeah, just
Too
don't shit.
much.
Just go, there's restrooms at the
Oh,
beach
wait,
now. You
I
can
gotta-
shit there.
I gotta rewind a little. Like, so if you piss, you're pissing in the ocean, right?
Mhm.
You don't take your. Doesn't some piss get on? I know you're in the water, but doesn't some piss get on your clothing though?
I never
Goes
thought
through
about it.
I wouldn't want that.
It goes
You
through
got-
It doesn't
it.
stay there. It's why it dissipates.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, like what's the difference? Like when you put a dirty piece of clothing in a washing machine, it gets washed off. It's not dirty
Yes,
anymore.
but
soap.
it's like there's soap, detergent, and it's the
It's
spin
salt.
cycle.
It's the salt.
I don't know.
I don't, not at all. Plus, it's. I'm very hydrated, so my pee is all water anyway.
Plus, you're in Brighton Beach, so the needles and all the other foul shit that's in the water is gonna.
I have to
overwhelm
tell you,
the-
Brighton Beach is the cleanest of all the beaches that I've
Okay.
in Brooklyn. I've went to Rockaway Beach. I would argue might be the dirtiest. And the caveat here, it's not necessarily the dirtiest like with human-made pollution. It's the dirtiest in the sense of it's the way the beach is positioned. The waves are much harder, like it's like a surfing beach. So because of all the wave activity, all the stuff from the floor of the ocean is constantly like pushed into the water. Do you guys get what I'm saying? It's like a
Yeah,
it's like a washing machine. So the dirt is actually just like sand and seaweed. It's not like bottles or whatever.
The
Whereas
debris is always being kicked up.
yes, exactly. Whereas
This-
Brighton Beach is the calmest water. It's like the best positioned, even better than Coney Island, I feel. And
It's
also,
like geology injection.
one actually very metal thing is I've been, like I said, like I like to go to Coney Island because it's the least populated, least amount of Russians. That's what I hate about Brighton. Like I went to Brighton Beach this week and I got stressed like going to my car because there were so many people just like yelling into their phones or being dicks. And it was just like, get away from people. Too early. But I'm not going to Coney Island as often anymore because I got back from swimming in Coney Island and I saw somebody in one of the local Coney Island Facebook groups saying how there was a warning that you couldn't swim in Coney Island because of a sewage spill, because the sewage factory
That was me. Sorry.
is
That
well,
was
the thing
Darren
is
pooping.
when there's heavy rain,
He's trying it out.
there's overflow, and Coney Island is right by the sewage. The sewage thing is right by the Stillwell Avenue, like where the trains park. For
The
all our,
sewage
this
is
is
the
this very
subway. It's the end of the subway line.
and so what was so funny is I looked it up, and so it said do not swim in Coney Island, but Manhattan Beach was fine, which is about, let's say, 3-4 miles away.
Same coastline.
So same coastline. I guess it just takes longer to get there, but also I again dissipates. I don't know, but since
Poop
then I've been going.
Poop doesn't travel west. It travels
Yeah,
east.
in my head I'm
Bruh.
like, if I just go to the very tippy tap end of Brighton, it'll be fine. There's no sewage, and it's been actually very clean.
This
Go
is
ahead,
a
Noah.
very inside joke, but there's no parking for the poop in Manhattan Beach.
Yeah, that's why I don't go to Manhattan Beach. The parking situation is too tough. It's
They don't let
a
you park in the summertime because they don't want you over there.
well, there's a parking lot, but it's like $20, and it's like fuck that. No.
Manhattan Beach, for those who don't know, is first of all not in Manhattan.
Yeah.
It's in Brooklyn for some weird reason.
Yeah.
It's
And
like Brooklyn's Malibu.
Yeah, it's very shishi neighborhood. It's a very expensive. Lots of mansions all around. You would look up and
Kylabu.
you'd never know you were in Brooklyn if you looked around.
It's like if you ever see those stories about like a lawyer in Brooklyn arrested for extortion or some sort of fraud, 9 out of 10 times they live in a fancy mansion in Manhattan Beach.
Only if they're Russian, though. Is it? Are there non-Russian people?
No,
that
I
live
would
there?
I would say it's very waspy as well.
Really?
There are some Russians, but there's a whole lot
Huh.
of like old English money there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's
Generations,
a big church there. There's a big
Well, there's
Is it
not
all
Jewish
English the
Russian people.
booze?
There are certainly Russian people, no denying that, but it's I feel like there's a lot of very waspy people that live in Manhattan Beach.
I had no idea.
Would you say no?
That old English. And I was wondering if it's the booze.
Oh, the booze.
Yeah,
I
there's
see.
Biz
Florida.
Marquis right behind me.
That's
He
right.
Drank a lot of old English.
Right.
Hashtag
R.I.P.
RIP a legend.
R.I.P. a legend.
By the way, Noah, the way your mic is positioned now, you're giving me like real Lemmy vibes. Like I don't know if you remember, like when, like,
Oh.
like
Is that
he
one
would
of his
position his
Cocoa
mic.
Puffs?
No, that's how how his mic would be. Like he would kind of like sing up into it.
Oh.
Well, I got a desk from OfferUp for $10. It's an amazing desk.
What
but
is OfferUp?
OfferUp is it's an app where you can buy used furniture.
Oh,
And I just
promo code Noah for.
there's no promo code.
Okay.
So I live in an empty house basically because we got rid of all of our furniture, and I just bought a house, and so we're just looking for like cheap stuff so that we can work. And I got this beautiful desk from like Polynesia, but all of the corners are rounded, so I can't clip the microphone stand onto it. So I have to use this one. It's a little too high for me.
So you're doing the Lemmy here.
Oh, cool! Damn it! I should have worn a Motorhead shirt today.
It just looks like he's going down on a tall person.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to hang up my swastikas just yet. But
You know,
I'm
moving
just
is
the
hard.
World War
Offer
II
up
historian.
Yeah, moving is hard. No, it's all right. Can't do everything in one day.
it takes time.
And of course, and it's a good point, a good time to mention that Noah is referencing an episode where we watched the Lemmy documentary, and boy, did it get uncomfortable. And you can watch us get uncomfortable on our Patreon, patreon.com/metal injection livecast. $5 a month gets you access to video versions of all of our shows that we've been doing for the last 70 weeks or so. And you also get about 2 bonus episodes a month. And a few months ago, like I mentioned, we did a watch along of the Lemmy documentary, and it was good. It was a good watch along. It was very educational, and I feel like all of our watch alongs are always educational, even when the movies are terrible. And boy, have we watched some bad movies. Last month, we watched Kiss and The Phantom of the Park, and it was the only thing worse that we've ever watched was that Danzig movie. Although I feel like I was more entertained by the Danzig movie. It's very close. Veronica, yes.
I would say Veronica has some unintentionally entertaining parts, for sure. I don't think any of it is like what he meant to do, what he was trying to do with it is entertaining. Yes. But it's very long yet.
I'm kind of spacing out. Have we watched his spaghetti western?
Not yet.
No, it didn't come out yet. It comes out. It comes out this fall. You better believe we're going to be watching it. Also, some past watch-alongs include Kurt and Courtney, a documentary that we've been talking about for years that we finally watched. For Halloween last year, we watched Trick or Treat, a movie with Gene Simmons and Ozzy in it. That was actually really fun.
That was not a bad movie.
Yeah, and then Cannibal Holocaust, which was a bad movie and genuinely disgusting. A good bad movie.
You can barely call Cannibal Holocaust a movie. It's just like pointing a camera at some really crazy shit happening for like 90 minutes.
We also watched a black metal documentary, Until the Light Takes Us, and boy, did they love Varg in that one. And our most recent bonus episodes, in the middle of last month, we did a watch along of old Metal Injection bits, which I think came out really, really fun. And then at the top of this month, what was the top of the month bonus episode that we did? Oh, we did 1-star reviews, and that I think it came out really, really good.
Wait, wasn't that the middle of this month? Didn't we just
the middle of this month? Oh, we just released 1-star. I'm getting confused. Okay, hold on.
We just released the Patreon page.
I have it. I have it opened up. I'm just clicking around too much. So 1-star reviews. We just posted that last week. It's really, really fun. We find 1-star reviews of objectively classic albums, like the first few Black Sabbath albums, some Ozzy albums, some Megadeth albums, and we read people that completely panned it. and some of them are great. And then conversely or inversely, we also find 5-star reviews of objectively terrible albums like Saint Anger or Lulu. So that was a really, really fun episode. And at the top of the month, we also had a watch along of Mean Man, the story of Chris Holmes, of course, the estranged Wasp guitarist who thinks very highly of himself. And basically, it takes a village to keep him alive. And everyone is very, very nice around him while he is very, very much not.
Hence the name.
So, yeah, he is a mean man. So that's our Patreon, $5 a month. Shows your support. We really appreciate all of our patrons. We'll be talking more about that in a bit. Patreon.com/Metal Injection Livecast.
Chris Holmes is the result of that Coney Island sewage plant exploding 60 years ago. I don't know if anyone knows that.
That's what happens when you swim for a long time in the sewage.
He's the real Toxic Avenger.
After a Lemoore's show, he went to take a dip.
I'm the red. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's right.
Sorry. What was it? When
he just took a dip after a Lemoore's show and he stayed in too long. And fucked them all up.
I wouldn't mind doing that movie, The Toxic Avenger. I mean, that's a good movie, but it's a lot to talk about.
Do a discussion.
I haven't seen it in so long.
Yeah. Rob, what do you think?
He's thinking about it.
Yeah.
Your pizza. The pizza back there looks like the Toxic Avenger's face, kind of, except red.
I loved the Toxic Avenger as a kid, so I would totally be down. I love the cartoon too.
Yeah,
I was going to ask you if the cartoon was in your were you a kid when that came out? I don't really remember.
Yeah, I vividly remember being alive for the launch of it, like it's coming to Fox on Saturdays. Toxic Avenger, I was really into it.
I remember when I was like about 10, I'm like 10 years younger than you, and I was a kid when the Toxic Avenger came out, and I watched it on a VHS tape, like renting it from the store, and basically the whole 90 minutes of it, I was just like, what am I watching?
In a
This
good
is-
way or a bad way?
Both. Like I'm horrified at what I'm seeing, and also this is the best movie I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was a movie until I was like 10.
What are you eating, Rob? Are you
I'm
eating
eating
pizza?
white chocolate almonds.
Jesus.
How do you keep such a svelte figure eating that stuff?
When's?
I only have a little bit, and then I go swimming every day.
Living
How long
like
do
you
you
live
swim
at
for?
Manhattan Beach. Teach your
How long do I
bougie
swim
white
for?
chocolate almonds.
Half hour to an hour.
With no stopping, you just go?
I mean, I'll like float, like I'm not swimming the entire time, but yeah, like five. I will not get out of the water until I burn 500 calories.
You look like a
At
prune.
least.
What do you have, a Fitbit that tells
No.
you how many calories you burned?
Yeah, my Apple Watch is waterproof and track swimming.
I see.
Humble brag.
I mean, if you want to gamify your workouts, it's the best thing to happen to me to like be on my workout, just because there's like a numerical representation to what I'm doing.
I could
Have
not
you-
agree more with that.
Have you been able to quantify how many calories you burn while you jerk off?
You could.
You probably could.
You
I
need to get
While
like a
you're in
per
the
minute.
ocean?
No, it's
I
easy.
haven't-
You set the there's like a thing that says, all right, it measures it quantifies your exercise, whatever you're doing. So you start it
Yeah.
when you start lifting or whatever, and then you stop it and it gives you a whole readout. So you could just apply that to jerking off.
Do it, Rob.
Yeah.
Let's get a graph.
What's so funny is with the Apple Watch, like if I'm, for example, on a long walk with Babka, it'll like alert me like, oh, are you on an outdoor walk? Would you like to track this? Sadly,
it
I
even
haven't
knows that
gotten
it's
that.
outdoor.
Yeah, because it's connected
sure.
to your location setting.
Yeah, it's my
Wow.
phone and GPS. So
okay.
yeah, it knows I'm walking around outside. And I haven't gotten that alert. Like, it looks like you're jerking off. Would you like to track your calories?
You're
Your
not
wrist
yet.
is moving at a-
Jerk off is not one of the built-in workouts in the Apple Watch.
Well,
Yeah.
you have to jerk
Masturbation.
off and set the,
Consistently.
to track. Well, you have to jerk off and track the exercise, and then it'll know that you want to track it, and then it'll ask you.
You
Yeah.
have to jerk off with the hand that's wearing the Apple Watch. And do it
Right.
really
Oh, that's the
fast.
other problem. Yeah. I mean, I am ambidextrous with my masturbation, but I'm
You could just
primarily a righty.
You
You could switch.
the-
You could move
Okay,
the watch and see which one you're more efficient with.
yeah, that's true.
Maybe just get a second one. Just to,
Are you really going for efficiency when you jerk off, though? More, isn't it
I
more
mean,
like
If he's
pleasure?
got to, if he wants to go swimming afterwards and he's
That's
got to
true.
get done to beat the traffic.
No, I wouldn't jerk off before swimming. Then I wouldn't have the energy to swim. It's a post swimming.
Well, I'm not saying you're doing it like in the car after you parked at the beach. Like you're gonna have a whole drive ahead of you. You could recharge during the drive. No? Does it take that much energy out of you that even like a half-hour drive you're still spending?
I want to save up all the mojo I can for swimming.
Oh, for swimming.
You could squeeze in a masturbation while your mother's putting on a Band-Aid in the car. Just turn over to the side,
Oh,
get a quick one in.
And you turn and she's looking you right in the eyes.
no.
God, that's a disturbing thought.
Well, you
It's
don't
already
let her
bad
see
enough.
it. I said you turn to the side. Don't do
I
it
know,
right
but
in
the
front
eye
of her.
contact, it just makes it worse.
Have any of you had your mother walk in while you were masturbating?
Thank God, no.
Ever? I mean, not now. Like when you were younger. I'm talking.
Now would be even stranger, but no, not even then. Somehow.
I've probably been around her right after I was.
Yeah, of course. I had her walk in, but like it was not visible that I was doing it. I was under a blanket, like my penis was under a blanket. But she maybe could have pieced it together, but I think I sold it well that I was just under the blanket. But I always had it in my mind that she caught me anyway, even though there was nothing said. There's nothing to indicate what are you doing under there, you know.
You
when I
knew.
was really young, my grandma was like super paranoid about it. Where like if I was in the bed with my like everything under the blanket except my head, she'd come in and tell me to remove my hands from under the blanket. And I never until I was older, I didn't understand why she was so concerned. And then I was like, oh, she thought I was jerking off all those times.
How did you
Never
figure
was.
out what jerking off was, and like how did you first do it?
The first time was after I read Howard Stern's Private Parts and he talked about his first time and I was like, Oh, I'm like 14 now. I should probably try that. And so
Oh,
I went and
okay.
tried it.
14. Wow.
I was
think I
13, 14, whenever that book came out. I don't remember the exact year.
I think I jerked off when I was 10 the first time. Is that,
What
I have
was
no
the-
recollection of my first experience, which makes me think I might have been sexually abused and just.
Oh, no.
No, I'm joking.
Trauma.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, I'm
You
You
might
joking.
have
make a
been
joke
if you
if
can't
you-
remember it.
I mean, maybe, but I genuinely have no like I've tried to think about. I have I know it's right after I got cable, and then quickly after
Spice
I
Channel.
got the legal cable, yeah, which had the porn channel Spice. And I think like at first it might have been something where like I just would like watch it and naturally get aroused. And I think I started by just like kind of rubbing my crotch into my bed sort of thing, like not like just kind of like scratching an itch type of situation, not realizing what I was doing.
That's the exact same thing I did, except with my hand. Like, I think I was reading a book or something and like absent-mindedly just, you like rub your leg or
Yeah.
something. And I was rubbing my penis instead of my leg. And then it started feeling good. So I'm like, what's this? And then like I busted a nut and I had no idea that was going to happen. Like, and then I realized, then I pieced it together. I was like, this is the same thing. Cause I had wet dreams before. And it's like, oh, this is the same thing. Cause I was embarrassed of the wet dream and there was no internet to look it up. And I didn't want to ask anybody what happened.
Oh.
So I was like, why do I just randomly sometimes have dreams where it feels really good and then I have fucking glue in my underwear? and then it happened while I was awake for the first time. I was like, I got it now. And then I had heard the term jerking off, but I didn't know. And I said, this must be jerking off. And then I started doing it 3 times a day.
Yeah.
No,
I
not
definitely
really.
Yeah, I think it was probably the same thing. Like it wasn't just the bed that I just started touching it, and then it probably just happened. And I was like, oh, I should probably do this again sometime.
You made a date with yourself.
But I also remember when my friends talked about it, that were my age, which was like
They talked about you
Well,
jerking off. You let them watch.
themselves
Got
are
you humping
young,
the bed.
12 or 13 at the time. And I remember like, oh, so I'm not the only one onto this. this
I'm just
thing.
picturing Rob in the school. There's like a pamphlet going around saying that Rob jerks off. And like everyone's talking about it. They're handing it out in the corridor,
Or,
The
like,
teacher
watching
mentions it.
airplanes.
So someone takes out an airplane with a one of those skywriting things. Rob jerks
No, I
off
meant
every
like
day.
a paper airplane that you throw
Oh.
at kids' heads in class.
Well, that too.
To do.
What about those things that you red, blue, green, and you would have to open them? Rob jerks off and on
You
each,
couldn't do the
little-
thing though because it was all stuck together.
Well, see, when you open it, it reveals where my jizz goes. Oh, on your face.
Oh, no.
Oh, in your mouth. On your butt.
I
That's
feel
what,
uncomfortable now.
paper towel roll.
I think I had
What's
a
the vi-
similar thing to Rob.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, I just always knew about like sex and jerking off. I don't know how, but I just remember when I was in Israel. So that means I was younger than 7. I was humping a bear that I had. And I
What
just
was his
remember
name?
feeling really good. I don't know.
Oh, like a teddy bear. I thought
A
you meant
teddy
like a
bear,
real
yeah.
teddy bear.
Teddy.
Do they have
And-
Bear Week in Israel?
I did every week. And then when I came here, I started watching porn from my friend's illegal cable account, and we used to take her mom's vibrator, her back massager, and we
Yeah.
used to jerk off.
This story we've told on air.
Yes.
Did you have any
Egg.
favorite porn actors?
Harry Reams.
Oh, she's not that old.
Could have seen an old video. Oh.
It was, just like back in the day, it was impossible to know their name because we didn't have internet or any of that. It was just like whatever was on TV.
But there was credits. You didn't stick around for the credits of the porn movie, Noah?
Yeah.
You don't respect
couldn't
the
read.
actors?
I couldn't read.
I feel like in heterosexual porn in the 80s and 90s, the men were really credited way more than they are now.
Mhm.
Like now they're just props. In hetero porn, I know obviously in gay porn the men are the stars, but like in heterosexual porn, I feel like they just show up, fuck the girl, and leave.
And they were always like very like tanned, like red and crispy, and like
Little
had like
Stephen
weird
St. Croix action?
Huh?
Stephen St. Croix, did you like him?
I don't know who it is.
He's the one, his dick was like extremely curved. It was very thick and it was like a curvy chode.
Oh,
It always made me very
Oh.
uncomfortable.
I don't remember this at all.
Really?
I remember
Oh,
Randy
okay, I
West
remember
was
him.
the one with the curved dick. Remember him?
Stephen St. Croix's curve put Randy West's curve. He made Randy West look like he had a normal dick.
Oh boy.
Rob, show. No,
You're gonna show?
don't do.
Are we gonna get a copyright strike from Stephen St. Croix?
He gets something.
Get something through the screen.
Oh, if
We
Rob's
get
paying
HPV.
attention anymore. He's
No, I'm trying to look up. I can't remember the name of the guy, but I just remember that like people were like, "Oh, he just looks like X-Pac."
Oh, I know.
yes.
Tom
Byron.
Byron. Yeah.
Everybody I knew thought he looked like James Hetfield.
I think he looks like
you
what's
show
his
his
name from
picture?
Rage Against the Machine, because that guy looks like X-Pac. The singer, Zach.
Zach De La Rocha. Okay,
Yeah.
I could sort of see that.
Put Tom Byron up there. Very pedestrian looking dude.
Yeah,
Well, this is like a older.
Right,
this
right.
is no. We need like.
Oh,
Oh
whoa,
no,
let's-
Rob! Come on, Rob.
Let's turn
What are you
the.
doing?
To say search.
Jesus.
Didn't do it on purpose. I don't remember this guy.
I'm seeing are young when he's too young or too old.
Right.
Not in
Yeah,
his like James Hetfield prime.
Yeah,
That one with the cigarette looks like
I guess
kinda
this
looks
one,
like James
yeah.
Hetfield.
Oh, it's a personality profile. All right, cool.
Fucking
cool.
Rob.
And like this guy always looked like a wrestler. What's his name?
Mark Wallace.
Yeah. That guy spread HIV to like 1 million people. He had
Oh, really?
HIV. It was a big scandal because
Is he still alive?
Wow.
He had, I don't know. This was in the late 80s, early 90s. Yeah,
Wow.
he had known he had HIV and still did scenes with people.
Damn.
Wow, that's fucked up. All right, well, whatever. We don't have to look up by him.
Yeah. This will be on the Patreon where we just go through male porn stars of the 80s and 90s and grade them.
Yeah, just ask Noah if she would fuck them.
Or
The
see
worst-
if they're alive or dead.
The worst was when you were watching a porn and Ron Jeremy came in
Uh,
because like they insisted on just showing Ron Jeremy's face through the whole. I know that was a thing in 80s porn. They'd always show male reaction shots, but first of all, they lingered on him a lot more for whatever reason. And also his face is just so like instant.
He's very
like, boner-
unappealing.
instant boner reduction for me. I don't want, you know what I mean? Like
yeah, no.
takes you right out of it. Maybe there's got to be someone out there that finds him attractive.
Well, see, now that's why in straight porn now they don't show the men at all. They don't want the consumer to have that reaction that you're
Yeah.
to have that Ron Jeremy reaction.
If there was anyone born for the POV porn era, it's Ron Jeremy.
Yeah.
Though he was
one-
still a superstar anyway somehow, but like
because that's all there was. Like that's
Yeah.
all there was is men, sleazy men who. There was like 10 guys that rotated doing porn. You know.
Yeah.
They all did.
It is funny. There were 10 guys, but then there would always be that 11th or 12th guy who was just like an extra on The Sopranos or something. Like you just like a sloppy,
Ellen.
gray-haired old kind of guy, and then you realize, oh, this is the producer.
yeah. He owns the
This is
cameras.
Yeah, this is the guy funding it.
Or it's his house that they're filming at. There's always like,
Right.
some reason.
Using his pool.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I also peed in that pool.
And then they drink it.
That's a very specific line of porn, Noah.
Yeah, I guess back in the day they didn't really have much of those. It's more of
Debbie
like a
Diamond
modern
was
porn
into
era.
the. Yeah, is
They're
into
not
those.
showing that stuff on Spice. Spice still had standards. What was interesting is like for the longest time, I think until the early aughts, Spice didn't even show penetration. I remember.
Yeah.
It was like the porn was censored, which
But the
Or
thing that made
Playboy.
Spice different from the other ones was like Playboy and all those other channels had like Cinemax. They had movies tailor made to be softcore porn, and Spice had no budget, so they just took hardcore porn, and cut the penetration out.
yeah, it was exactly. It was like porn that exists on VHS,
Mhm.
but edited down minus the penetration.
The worst.
Do you remember the show on HBO called Real Sex?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, I
course.
loved it. I
Yeah.
loved it.
I used to get my porn from there too.
They
I
had
used
some
to
good
get my-
features sometimes.
Well, just to explain to the youths, although I think there are some episodes on HBO Max, but they're not good. But Real Sex, it was just basically like a very gritty documentary style show, and like each episode would kind of have a theme or a topic.
It was like 60 minutes with sexual topics.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there would be sex in it.
60 inches.
Yeah, but there was always a bummer about that show because there would be like three segments, and then two of them would be like, oh, there's some hot people here and they're fucking, and then they'd cut to like some sex activist and like boring ass shit,
Like
and
old hippies rubbing on each other.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Boner killer. There was always Russian roulette with that show.
So many.
You just
great
reminded
themes.
me. There was like a naked colony episode where it was like everyone was over 70 or something. I think that was what.
Yeah, I mean, more power to them. I'm just saying.
Yeah, hey.
trying to rub one out here.
The sad thing, like in my mind now, I'm thinking that, like, yeah, at the time it felt like everyone was over 70, but they were probably like my age.
Oh, yeah,
Just as like a teenager, it felt like they
Right.
were over 70.
probably. But they look 70.
Yeah,
Well,
that's true.
I mean, that looked like our age looked so different to us when we were like 8.
I know. I felt like I looked like a fully grown adult when I was 8. And all my friends did too. And everyone who was like 18 looked 40.
Yeah.
The other thing that I used to use for pornography was The Price is Right, because they would have like a travel showcase at the end, and the girl would come out in a bikini. And some of
How
those
did you
were-
feel when Diane Parkinson did Playboy? That must have completely blown your fucking mind.
I don't remember it in real time. I only know about it retroactively. So I don't remember if I ever saw it as a kid or not. But maybe. I don't know. I feel like I would have remembered that. But she wasn't my favorite. There was like
Which
other-
one?
I don't remember their names. I have to see who they are.
Well, Diane Parkinson was the short blonde, then there was a tall blonde, and then there was a brunette, and then later there was a black lady.
Looking back, I very much objectified The Price is Right showcase women.
But I think that was the intent. I think
Sure.
that's
Yeah,
what the
that's why they were
producers
there.
wanted. Yeah.
Well, that makes me feel better. Thanks.
Yeah.
What about
For
Vanna
me,
White?
She did Playboy when she was very young.
I think Ginger
really?
on Gilligan's Island too was another one. But there was no pause. Like you had to just, they could at any point cut to Mr. Howell or something. So you were like really playing with fire there.
VHS tape. And then you cue
This
it
is
up to the
before
right spot.
VHS tapes, I think, or before I had one.
Okay.
yeah, for me also Baywatch was a big one.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, that was easy peasy.
I think by the time Baywatch was on, I was old enough to just go buy porn. So I don't think I knew. Anything. But if Baywatch was on when I was 10, I feel like that would have been the nirvana of porn for me.
Dusty Rhodes Muffler says Darren jerked off to Glow.
I did. That's a correct statement. I absolutely did. Oh my God! Thanks, thanks for reminding me.
He's been reading your diary.
I just think
Who were your ladies?
Tiffany and Ashley, and
Sally the
let's
farmer's
see.
daughter.
No, that didn't do it for me.
Wow.
I don't know.
Hold on, let's load these ladies up.
Mount Fiji? No.
I
love
love
Would
Mount
Mount
Fiji.
Fiji, wouldn't you?
Me too.
Mount
I
Fiji
did-
has a crazy story.
Oh my God, that documentary. Yeah.
Well, beyond that, yes. First of all, the Glow documentary is amazing. I highly recommend you watch it. But beyond, like, I looked up her Wikipedia one time, and she's Samoan, and apparently her family's house once got raided, and it was like ruled a hate crime, and like she had to beat up like some cops who were beating up her brother. So let me look it up. Get the.
Who else was on that show that what's her name? Tiffany. Not Tiffany. I already said Tiffany. Not Americana. I need
Who's
to
the-
see a list of these people.
The lady who ended up being on WWE later on.
Ivory.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm a fan of hers as a wrestler. I didn't find her like insanely hot or anything.
Okay, well here's the story I'm talking about. Towards the end of the series Glow, her Mount Fiji's real name is Emily Doyle. Towards the end of the series Glow, Doyle's family was involved in an incident with the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department on February 11th, 1989. The incident involved an overwhelming force of sheriffs in riot gear invading her family home in California during a bridal shower for Doyle's sister, Melinda. Much like the Rodney King incident 2 years later, the event was videotaped by a neighbor, showing the police beating 36 members of the family.
Jesus Christ.
After being a TV celebrity for 3 years on national TV, the massive doll took a passive stance, arms folded in the middle of the street where the video showed her being beaten to the ground with police batons and flashlights. Jeez. The 36 members of the party, all Samoan, were beaten and arrested. The Samoan American community was angered, contending the incident was racist in nature. The family was represented by a lawyer who sued the sheriff's department and won almost $25 million in a verdict from the jury. And the blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so that was it.
The cops defended it by saying that it's still real to them. Damn it. They just were mad that she beat up Hollywood and Vine that one time.
So here are the ladies.
Yeah, I found the one I really liked was Godiva because she came out like with a sort of leotard,
Flesh colored.
As
if she was naked.
Yeah, it was like she was.
Which one's Godiva here?
Let's see if she's there.
Well, I guess I could just put in Godiva.
It's up there
There.
already. You just clicked on it.
Oh, yes. Of
And,
course.
Well, she was British, right? I think.
Uh-huh.
And Tiffany Mellon was the one I was thinking of.
Mellon?
There was
Oh, no.
Tiffany. Yeah, I know.
She's the one that had only one boob.
But she went on. She went on to do actual porn
Oh, really?
under the name Tiffany Million.
Oh, that name sounds very familiar, actually.
Yep.
I must have seen some of her later work.
She's very like blonde, fake looking. Like that's her gimmick is to look. You know, she had the breast implants and everything. She was going for that look.
I think my favorite was the one that's right next to the old lady there.
Huh?
Yeah. That
Oh
one,
yeah, that's Hollywood. I
There
know.
we go. Yeah.
She's sort of innocent but not looking.
Mm-hmm. There's Helena Bonham Carter with an axe
Oh yeah,
behind her.
that
Didn't
was
know
the,
she got her start there.
They had a tag team of like axe murderers, like crazy
Yeah.
goth people.
And then there
My
was
favorite
like the
was Big
housewives.
Bad Mama.
Yeah,
Mm.
she
I
was
love
like Papa
Big Bad
Shango of Glow.
And it really, like, I watched some of these after the Netflix series came out, and Big Bad Mama is such a racist character.
Oh my god! Of
Terrible.
course. Yeah.
Was she
Yeah.
black? Because she always had the
Yes.
face paint on. I didn't know.
She was black in the documentary. Like, she was talking, and like halfway through, I realized, oh my god, that's Big Bad Mama.
Wow.
She looks completely different than what you would think she looked like.
'Cause that right there, if she was white, I mean, she's starting out with blackface on, but
Yeah.
I guess that's okay if you're a black person.
This is the pre-Jackie Stallone era, I
Yeah.
guess.
Oh yeah, that was she was so bad on that. That was just such a blatant pandering, you know, like her son's popular. Let's put her on.
I love. Was it Sonia the Russian? What was her
No,
name?
Ninochka.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
Ninochka. Yeah.
She wasn't bad. I feel like the whole Russian thing was a turnoff just because I lived around so many Russians.
Mm.
And
I
she
felt
wasn't
sort of
even-
obligated to root for her. I
Yeah,
thought,
same.
because, like I had to.
But she's
Look at
so
this Pat Benatar looking woman.
she wasn't even Russian, right? That was just a fake
No,
I don't
accent.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah. That show was great.
Yeah.
Yep. Lots of spunk was produced by that show.
I was just wondering, do you guys ever talk about like jerking off to the same like character, or, like the same woman?
What do you mean?
And then like if you find out that you and your friend, like you and Sid both jerked off to the same woman.
We just did.
I know, is it like awkward or anything?
No, I feel like the rare times that's happened to me, I like we whoa, me too. It was
Yeah.
like kind of
Yeah,
a
it's like
nice-
having a favorite, same favorite bit. A sports
I mean, it's
player.
awkward if you're doing it in the same room at the same time.
right. I would
But-
well to that point. I would say that I think for a while, maybe from when I started jerking off to maybe like age 14, like high school, I was embarrassed to tell anyone that I jerked off. And then when I got to high school, like guys were just talking about it, like kind of. So
Hmm.
I feel like you could develop more camaraderie with that kind of thing.
Not my
Camaraderie?
friends, not my friend social circle. I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before,
Uh-oh.
but it was like similar to Noah, where like one of us would have a
did,
free apartment, yeah, and like we would cycle into the room, like the rest of us would leave the room, and
Can I ask you, how long did that go on that you were doing that?
It's still he still does it on
Still
Sundays.
I have some friends coming over after the show.
There's some jerking brunch going on.
No, it,
Mimosas.
I
Well,
would say
there's a reason why I asked that. I'm so curious. Go ahead.
I want to say maybe like over a summer, like after a summer, everyone kind of had it, and then no one needed to go over to anybody's houses to
So
do it.
that contradicts what I was thinking, because I thought that was like a precursor to like eventually you're going to be in the same room and, like jerk off together, right?
Like we would all watch porn.
Yeah, like you'd eventually
Yeah.
remove that barrier of being out of the room and then like, fuck it, let's all just jerk off. Why are we doing this? Let's just do it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like I did.
Yeah. No, that okay, yeah, no, it happened. That happened. Sure. I'm not yeah, that definitely happened.
Yay.
Oh, really?
It did eventually lead to that. Yeah. But everyone was kind of like in their own corner. Like everyone had pseudo privacy. It wasn't like we were on top, like we weren't on the same couch.
I didn't think you were.
So not that I'm just explaining like our own
Your setup. I get
reservations about it at the time, where it was like, well, like you said, Darren, it's just more efficient if we're just doing it at the same time.
At some point, you're like, why are we going out of the room? Like, fuck
That's
this.
Yeah.
its power.
So was there like peeking going on? Like how was this like just open your pants, but the pants are still on, or the pants around
Yeah.
the ankles?
No. Or
What's
Is that like a
definition
spoken rule, or is that just unspoken
I
but
don't,
understood?
that I don't remember, but I think it was just like understood. Everyone kind of kept to them. No one's trying to.
Wait, was there
There
like
was no
a
circle
shared
jerking.
paper towel roll, or did
Oh.
everyone have their own little contraption to come into?
I don't remember the specific.
The
Can
kid's
I-
house, he had a little sister.
Oh.
She just walked around.
No.
No.
Gross.
Oh,
Caught
you
some
mean she brought the
strays.
paper towels?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. I was trying to give you an out.
Don't try to save me. I'm going down with this ship.
What I'm fascinated by is like, how did it graduate from the separate rule? Like, did one guy bring it up, or like, what was the discussion like?
I don't remember. I think it might have just been a practicality, but also like the friend group that I did this with, we like outside of jerking each other off, we basically did everything together.
No.
Like it was just
Outside
like
of
we were
jerking
like,
each other.
yeah, like we didn't do that, but I'm saying like we just hung out all the time. Like we were
I see.
Are you
like
still
there was
friends?
nothing.
Yeah, I was about to say
Careful
what
about
happened
that.
with the rest of
No,
them.
I've completely lost touch with all of them.
Not even
I lost
Facebook
touch with them.
acquaintances?
Would it be
Oh.
awkward to reconnect knowing this?
No, we are Facebook friends, but I don't.
That's not a real friendship. That's not
Yeah.
really communicating.
Let's get the gang back together.
for a JO sesh?
Yeah.
I don't think they would go for it. With one of them I kind of had. I mean, it was like a falling out when I was like, 16. So it wasn't like
You showed up to his house when he wasn't home.
yeah, I
and
was
just
like,
started jerking
come
off
on, we had a thing going.
This totally sounds like a Farrelly Brothers movie.
We all vowed if we turned 40 and we were still single, we'd get back together and jerk off again.
What I remember vividly though was that it was not awkward. Like it was just like, oh yeah, like this is fine. Like there's nothing. It was practical.
Right. What if there was a monster under Brighton Beach and your jerking off club got rid of it and now it's back and you have to meet up again?
I mean, I don't mind.
Stephen King's Jerking It.
That was actually sort of the theme of last week's Rick and Morty.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, that's
Ish.
kind of yeah.
Sort of.
I'm still on season 2. I never
Oh,
caught
man.
up.
So good.
This season is pretty wild. It's like on another level of surreality.
I just always forget that it's there. Like, and every time I watch it, I'm like, why did I put this off? This is so good. But then I get swamped with other things and I forget about it again.
What impresses me about it is it's very intellectual, but
And
also incredibly lowbrow. Yes. Like it's pretty wild. Like the first episode of the season, it had this time jump. But like I was just blown away by the science fiction aspect of it.
Monty Python's like that for me. It's like these very erudite guys and a lot of very highbrow topics, and they're just behaving like complete crude jackasses.
Mm-hmm. That's always
And
the best stuff when it combines the highbrow and the lowbrow and does it equally well.
I agree.
And another show that I've been watching that actually you two recommended to me that I'm blown away by is Kevin Can Fuck Himself.
Oh yeah, fantastic.
So good.
Yeah.
It's on AMC. No, you got to watch the show. It starts out as like a jokey sitcom, like a cheesy CBS sitcom, like a Kevin James sitcom. And then when the husband leaves the room, like the entire scene shifts from like a multi-camera show to like a drama, like a Breaking Bad type single cam thing. And you see that she's actually super depressed and like hates her husband. And then you start following the wife on the sitcom, and it essentially turns into Breaking Bad. Like, I don't want to give away too much of the story, because I think the way, like, the less you know about it, the more you want to find out about what's going on.
That's enough. The elevator pitch is enough to hook people anyway,
Yeah.
I'm
But it's
not
about
hooked.
it's about
Rob's
7
elevator
episodes.
pitch was not that impressive.
It's very good. It's very good.
It is. Have you seen Girls 5 Eva?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I thought it was great. I thought it was much better than I thought it would be.
I'm in the middle of that too. That I really like it a lot. Hilarious. In fact, I was going to put a song from that on the playlist this week, but Biz Markie died, so I put a Biz Markie song. But next week I'll probably do that.
Nice.
Noah, what shows are you watching? Do you watch shows?
We can't hear you.
Not really.
No. I will say I watched on Sunday. I went to see the Anthony Bourdain documentary, which was mostly very, very good. There was one scene where they talk about when he got into jujitsu, and then there's like a montage of multiple friends of his complaining about how that is all he would talk about, and then it's his wife who's the one who got him into it, and she's like, "Yeah, that's the thing. Like when someone gets into jujitsu, they become very annoying and they don't want to talk about anything else."
That's true. I can concur that.
So can we.
Thank you.
but yeah, that scene hit different, as the kids say.
Wait, you know what I've been watching? I've been watching weird videos on the internet, which I put in the links, that I'd really love to watch with you guys.
Oh, I think.
Wait, is that the name of a show? Weird videos on the internet, or are you talking?
That I'd really love to watch with you guys. Yeah, it's a really long title.
Rob, I think she wants you to click a link.
Which one? The swing over a canyon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I want to know what you guys think about this.
Is it a sex swing?
I don't know. No spoilers.
Alien on it.
So it's basically like a.
This?
Okay. Yeah. It's in
Well, the music
Dagestan.
already is top notch.
Of course, it's Russia.
They have this huge swing on the
Yeah.
cliff of a mountain. And they put these two babushkas on there.
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
Are they like
Oh,
strapped
no.
in? What I don't understand.
Do they look strapped in? Look at this.
I don't think this video is going to prove that they were strapped in.
Wow, this is crazy.
Big tourist attraction.
Dumbest thing you could ever do. This is
like my
dumber.
anxiety is through the roof right
So
now.
they're on the swing and there's a guy pushing them, and it's like a wooden like playground swing, like a
so
bigger
the
version of like a swing you'd see at a playground.
The pendulum of the swing halfway is off a cliff. Like half of the swing is completely off a cliff.
When you get pushed out, the farthest, like half of your ride outwards goes over the edge of a cliff.
Though I will say we don't have the other angle, so we don't know how steep this cliff is, if it's like on an angle or if it's just a straight drop.
Well, the the caption of the video says they landed on an outcropping of it.
And then, there you go.
Jesus Christ! The thing
breaks
broke.
and they fall.
Oh my god! It's not that it breaks. It
another
looks
angle.
like they turn or something.
I heard a snap.
It hits the side of the.
Oh, okay, yeah. And they both just fall right off.
Why do I find that so funny?
Wait.
It's
It says
a very
they weren't
comical.
injured after this.
Another angle. Okay. Oh, it's pretty steep.
But it says
We're
they
terrible
weren't injured.
people.
How is that possible?
Well, there's like a
There's just a
little.
little
It said in the first caption, there's like a little mini ledge right below them.
Okay.
They happened to land on.
Jesus Christ.
Look at this thing. It says, "Please avoid any Russian canyon swings you come across in the near future." Okay,
Or
I
even
didn't
in
need
the
to be
distant
told
future.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're swinging over a canyon.
Oh my god. The wrestler?
Oh,
Better
Who
than
better to
Nick
swing
Canyon.
over?
Tell your mom.
To go on that or not
Next
to go
time
on
she
that?
throws out her Band-Aid wrappers into
Yeah,
the
I'll-
street, that's where she's going.
She's gonna need a lot of band-aids if she goes on that fucking thing.
Terrifying.
What's
Well,
the next link?
If it's the most
there was
fun thing you
something
could
in
do.
Ohio that I feel like happened similar. Let me see if I could find this.
Oh, is it like a roller coaster?
It was an Indians
story?
game.
Hold on.
I was gonna say that
Sorry.
Mets game last night was in Ohio. That was
Oh,
scarier than any
whoa.
fucking swing.
So it wasn't. This wasn't what I thought of, but let's watch this very quickly.
Am I gonna see Tom Byron's dick again?
Oh, no. Oh.
This already. Oh, fuck you!
my God.
No,
That's crazy.
no.
Well,
What
this
the
is from 4
fuck?
years ago.
That was a
Oh.
roller coaster, some kind of contraption, like a ride, and like a tilt-a-whirl or some shit, and it just hit something, and everybody went flying out of it.
Just
Yeah.
broke it to 8,000 pieces.
You couldn't pay me to get on one of those fucking things. I think you have to have a death wish to get on that. On some level, like I don't think you consciously want to die, but like something.
Or you just don't care if you do.
Yes, something in your subconscious is saying.
No, you just like to be scared. I don't know.
You just walk to the park like, I just want to feel something.
Yes,
I feel nothing. Maybe almost dying will make me feel something finally. So let's give it
It
a
is
shot.
funny, walking through Coney Island, like when it's closed, you see all the workers, and it's like, I'm trusting my life with this fucking
Exactly.
18-year-old.
You're saying the Cinnabons are not working fast enough to kill you.
It was a bummer a few years ago. Oh, it's been a long time. It's been like 8 or 9 years ago. The last time I was on a roller coaster where I realized, oh, that's it. I'm too old. My brain cannot handle. You know what it is? It's not like what I can handle isn't the fear, like the loops or whatever. What I can't handle is just the constant shaking of my body. Like I get a headache. Like that's really all it is. It's not the intended effect that's bothering me. It's the unintended effect.
I get vertigo on that type of thing, even when it's not like even an elevator that goes very fast, up or down. I get that same feeling, like vertigo. So that really bothers me.
I don't mind that. That's the fun of it.
Not for me.
Vertigo is the fun of it? What?
Yeah, a roller coaster, sure. That feeling in the pit of your stomach.
What park were you in when you realized you were too old for this?
This was at Coney Island, actually. It was at a bachelor party. And also, I was intoxicated. Maybe if I'm sober, it would be all right. But what's the fun of going sober?
It happened to me at Playland in Rye, New York. I went on one of those like swings where it like goes back and forth and then
Over a cliff?
goes upside down.
Oh, yeah.
Over a cliff. It's like a close. It kind of looks like a ship, but it goes all the way upside down. And when it stays upside down, it's like for like a couple of seconds. And I just remember like, oh God, I never want to do this again. I want to get off this thing.
They had that same one at Coney Island too, and that one was real bad because like part of it went over like regular sidewalk. Like it was in the park, but when it would pendulum up one direction, it was over the street where people would walk and cars would go.
Yeah.
And
I feel like it was one of the first things I would see when I'd get to the park. Like, isn't it close to the entrance?
Yeah,
Because I feel like I'd always walk up and my parents would be like, "Do you want to do that one?" I'm nope, not going to do that one. Still nope. Every year, just nope. Still not going to do that one.
I think I realized I was too old for this stuff when I was 6. Like there was no, I'm not getting on these fucking things. I actually had a weird story that I may have told at some point in 12 years of doing this show, but I went on a date and one time a long time ago in my 20s probably, and this girl was like, "Oh, let's go hang out in Coney Island," So she wasn't from Brooklyn, so I was from Brooklyn, and she's like, "What's there to do in Brooklyn?" I said, "Oh, we go to Coney Island." Okay, we went to Coney Island, and we went inside the park where all the rides are, and then she's like, "Let's go on this ride," and it was like the littlest. It was kind of like a tilt-a-whirl, but a little bit more upside down. Like it was sort of, you were like 3/4 upside down when you would come around a certain curve or whatever. and it was all inside one little area. It wasn't one of those big like spiraling roller coasters. Just a little, like the size of like 3 times the size of my bedroom, maybe. And it just went on a track. Okay. And I went on it, and she's like, "Let's go." And I was like, "I know this is bad. This is so bad. I can't do this, but I don't want to be a pussy. You know what I mean?" And I'm on a first date with somebody, and I
Yeah.
liked her a lot. And we had been talking on the phone a lot. I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. Just not cry like a bitch and just do it. And I did it, and it got through like half the ride, and then it goes backwards, right?
Oh,
So we went through half the ride, and I was like this, like freaking the fuck
Yeah.
out. And then we got to the half part where it stops, and then they go backwards. And I was like, I have to get off. Sorry. Like the biggest loser. I just got up out of the seat. and
while
I
the
was
ride
at-
was activated.
No. But they stopped it to make it go backwards. So there was like a 30-second pause before it goes backwards.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to get off.
I got off. The guy said the same thing you just said. No, the guy just said the same thing you just said. The guy operating it said, you're not supposed to get off. Like, you have to finish. And I was like, I'm not finishing. I'll just climb out if you don't let me out. The guy was like, what a dipshit. And worse, we were at like the top part of the ride, like where it was the farthest from the exit. That's where my car happened to
damn it.
stall out. And I just got to lift the bar. The guy lifted the bar, and I crawled out like the biggest fucking lame ass loser, and just climbed all the way down this ride to the bottom and slinked away.
Wow.
Was that the end of the date, or
No,
what
she
happened?
finished the ride and went backwards, got off the ride, and she got off, and then she came up to me, and I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I feel like such a dickhead. And she was like, nah, it's okay. You know, she was very nice, but I feel like she felt like I was a dickhead and just wasn't saying it.
So was there a second date, or was that it?
I think we hung out again and went to a diner or something, but it just wasn't like, I feel like that ruined any chemistry. Partly because of, maybe all because of me. Like, I was so embarrassed. She didn't really indicate to me that she was like angry or thought I was, but I think I felt it too much to deal with her anymore. Probably my own insecurity.
Damn.
I found the ride I was thinking of, and there's no death here, so it's okay.
Oh, good. Thank goodness.
So here's
Do any of these show deaths? Oh, for fuck's sake.
so you can see it's like tilting over. It can't even handle the weight. And then people have to come and like weigh it down. This is so like for what?
Wait. I'm sorry. What's happening? Okay, so let's describe for people who are not looking at this. This is
It's like
a pendulum, like the thing that I was on, and it's attached to like a base, basically, and the base is moving.
If I could say what I think it looks like the hands of a clock that are rotating on an axis. So it's like a one long bar, and then there's like at the end of one of the ends of the bar, there's like a little boat that people are sitting in, and it's just going in a circle really fast.
Yeah, it's like a long bench. And then so if you look at the base cannot handle the weight of the apparatus, and it looks like it's about to fall backwards.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, like keep your eye on the base here. It's like shifting here.
It's all about the base.
See, it's going back and forth. It's not, it should be still.
Oh my God. As if the
Now
people of
people are
Michigan
running
haven't
to
suffered
it.
enough.
People are running to it to try to hold it down.
Yes.
I don't
Yeah.
Which is smart, but
Is
could
it?
also put them in danger.
Yeah.
Well, thankfully,
Them-
no one was hurt, and that did actually end up helping.
Oh, so it doesn't fall over?
No.
Oh,
Is
then
there
what are we
anyone there
watching?
to stop the ride? How about pressing off?
Well, I think what happens is because of the momentum, it can't just stop. It has to slow. So while it was slowing, see, as you can see, it's the pendulum is swinging less and less. There was like another video of like another angle of it.
By the way, Sid, this ride, this incident happened in Flint, Michigan. When they came off, they gave everybody water. So it was
Oh,
okay.
God damn it.
They'll kill him one way or another.
Yeah, adding insult to injury.
Can you imagine being on that?
No.
While
Nope.
that's happening?
No.
Yeah, we're not idiots.
Yeah. Oof.
Is there anything
Yikes.
happening in metal, Rob?
Yeah, Rob.
We haven't talked at all
Isn't
about
that-
metal, which is awesome.
Isn't that our brand? I think we're going back
Metal?
to our
Yes.
roots today. No, not metal. I mean our show, not Metal Injection.
Well, the one thing I wanted to mention from a few weeks ago, this story A New Zealand journalist found a woman who named her children. She literally named them these following names: Metallica, Slayer, Pantera. Metallica's middle name is And Justice for All.
Oh, come on. Wait, as like one word?
It's multiple words, I guess.
I'm
And I
fine
like
with
to
that.
show you. I like to show you the woman responsible for this.
I'm scared. I'm more scared of this than seeing that ride. that we just
I mean, there are people who name their children
Oh.
Apple.
Apple
I
seems
mean,
better than Metallica.
Is
I
this
don't
Phil
know.
Labante's wife? She moved to New Zealand?
No.
She's got a crossbow. She's got piercings under one of her eyes.
Under
By the way,
both
Neck
eyes.
tattoo.
Pantera's middle name is I fucked your girlfriend last night. I don't know if you that's mentioned in the article.
I think Pantera is okay. Slayer and Metallica doesn't work for me.
Can we get a drop of that? Slayer, Metallica doesn't.
Who's the guy with Tom Araya in this picture? He looks familiar.
This is the reporter.
Okay, I feel like I must have seen his work somewhere else then, because he looks familiar.
How vain of the reporter to put his own photo in his news story about some lady named her kids
Good point.
after metal bands.
Well, he's showing Tom
It's almost
Tom
like
Araya of
it's
Slayer.
almost like he wrote this article just to show off that he met Tom Araya.
Yeah, right.
Oh, look, here he is with Metallica.
He
Ugh.
paid that woman to name her kids those dumb names
Yeah.
so that he could have something to write about and show.
So
his
what I
Slayer
what I
pictures.
wanted to pose is, what metal band name would you, if you had to name your child or animal or pet after a metal band, what would you call them?
Deicide.
Hate breed.
That would be the fourth D. Would be
Yeah.
Deicide. Hate breed, Noah? Is that because you picked them for the
Yeah.
playlist this week?
It's the band that's on my mind this week.
Do they count as a metal band? I don't think Hatebreed counts as a metal band. They're like a hardcore band.
I
It's in
would
the metal
name my.
category.
I would. They're definitely metal. Yeah, sure.
Really?
They're metallic hardcore.
What
I would name
about
my child Danzig. Come here, Danzig. Come
Can
here,
I
little
name-
That's
Danzig.
already a name.
can I
That's
name
not-
her Abigail Williams? Then it's just like a name.
No fair.
King Diamond. Come here, Kingy. Kingy.
Wait, so now it's a pet or a kid? You're talking to it
I
like
said
it's a
name.
pet.
Name what if you were to name a child or a pet? I said pet.
Well,
Pet was
that's
part of
that's
the
a
rule.
pretty big
Kira.
leap.
Okay, fine.
In Flames, is that a good one?
Oh.
Come here, in. Time for dinner.
Yeah, I don't know.
Flamey. Here, Flamey.
We should
Flamey.
have people answer this question by writing into hate mail.
Oh yeah.
If they can
Name
do
my
better than
child
us.
Jane Zadiction. Jane will be her first name. And then Zadiction.
Email us your metal band name that you would name your child.
Alice in
Hate
Chains?
mail.
Oh, that's a good one. Alice
Hate mail at
Injuns.
metalinjection.net is the.
That's not a metal band, Sid.
They're
Alice
just
in
as
Chains.
metal as Hatebreed.
Wait, what? Alice in Chains is absolutely a metal band. How dare you?
They're hard rock. I would put them more in rock category.
They got the riffs.
Oh, I
think
know
it
what I'd
counts.
name my child. Motorhead.
It's like an insult.
It's funny to me.
I mean, not because Motorhead's bad, just like anything head is like an insult. Hey, dickhead. You know what I mean? Hey, Motorhead, get in here.
Buckethead.
Ugh.
That would be your
Diamond Head.
second kid.
Nah.
Just all kids. Mushroom Head could be one. You could have a whole, like George Foreman named all his kids George. You could just have a bunch of head kids.
Head PE kids.
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
just
Jughead's
realized
Revenge.
what the worst thing you could name your kid from a metal band. Chris Holmes. It's the absolute worst.
It's true.
You're giving him no chance in life.
You can move to France. You do all right.
Is he doing all right? Come on.
I don't have any documentaries made about me.
Yeah, but the documentary exposes what a huge piece of shit he is, though.
It's true.
You know, he seems like the kind of person where to an outsider, he doesn't seem all right, but like in his own like world, he's just fine.
But don't
Well,
all the
what
people...
what do you mean by in his own world?
he probably thinks that everything's great for him.
Oh, of course.
Sure, yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
doubt that
that's-
for a second.
I mean, that's very evident from the documentary where he saw how he's represented and still decided to put it out,
Thinks it's
thinking
cool.
it. Yeah, where it's like,
But I think that would be the case no matter what. He just has no self-awareness whatsoever.
Hmm.
That's like not from any external stimuli. That's just how his brain works. Like anyone who had that like governor on his body, the internal, in his brain, the shame factor would never have had the life that Chris Holmes had in the first place. Probably.
What if I name my kid Circle of Dead Children? Is that a
Or
good
circle of jerks.
We already
That's not a
discussed
metal
that in a previous segment, Noah.
one? That's right.
All right. Well, also the new Jackass movie trailer came out.
What?
It actually-
Those guys
it
are
does-
like 60. What's going on?
Yeah,
Stop that.
they're doing one final movie.
Wasn't the
it's-
end of the first movie like them in old man makeup doing the same stuff? So now they're making it real, basically.
Yeah, it's
They fulfilled
basically
the
that.
prophecy.
I have to say, like, I was a huge fan of Jackass when it
Same.
first came out. Loved the first movie. I think all of us. I don't know if it was with you,
Oh.
Sid, but I was definitely with Noah and Darren when we went to see it.
Are you sure
like,
Noah? Because are you sure Noah was there?
Were you there, Noah? Am I
I think-
wrong?
I think maybe I saw it at home.
I know a
That was
girl
my-
I was
Oh, yeah.
dating went with you, me, and Nick, and I don't know if Noah was there. but-
Okay, it might have been that. I feel like we went right after doing our college radio show because we went.
Wow,
to,
Rob, do all girls look alike to you?
we went to the Kent Theater.
Oh.
Am I saying that?
Yes. the
Is
worst.
the worst movie theater in the
was on
world that I've
Ocean
ever been to. It was on Coney Island Avenue and like
Avenue
Avenue
H.
J,
Yeah.
Avenue H. And what I vividly remember is walking into the theater room and seeing the screen and being like, my living room screen is bigger than this.
It was like a
such
postage stamp.
yeah, it was so small. And but the movie was incredible. I laughed a lot. I really liked it. The second one, I wasn't too crazy. I was like, it was okay. It was a sequel. The third one, I was like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
Isn't there beef between Bam Margera and like one of the other guys?
Yeah. So, well, what's interesting is because of these movies, much like professional wrestlers, these stuntmen had very bad injuries from doing this work. And a few of them developed drug and alcohol addictions. And Steve-O was able to get sober. Johnny Knoxville, I think, had some issues and he got sober. But
How's Ryan
unfortunately,
Dunn doing? Did he figure things out?
did not figure things out. Not in the new one. He's
What?
dead, Sid.
What?
He had a car
No.
accident a few years ago, driving drunk. And unfortunately, Bam Margera still is dealing with his demons. And they wanted him to go to rehab and then be in the movie. But it looked like being in the movie was the worst thing that could happen to him. And he was very upset about it. He started like an online petition. He tried to get fans to complain. And eventually the director even got a restraining order against him, which shows you how like out of control it got.
You know
so
what'd
that's
be
kind of
funny?
a bummer.
If like during the premiere he dug a trench under the red carpet, and then so when all the people that are in the movie walk by, they just fall in the trench, and he can have his revenge like he did to his parents.
Hopefully he's watching now, so you can see that. But
Podcast.
but I have to say, I watched the new trailer for this new movie, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'll watch it. So I wanted to watch it with you guys, see what your reaction is.
Sure.
Can you hear it?
Yes,
Yes.
they're showing clips from the old movies.
When was the last time?
Don't know where.
Oh, they're so young. We got together with old friends.
Rob, and get your jerk off team back together.
Jerk each other off.
Oh, he looks old. Wow.
I think it's just the hair.
Now his
Oh,
face is
new
kinda
teeth.
craggy too.
Oh,
A lot of people ask, what will Jackass be like once we're older?
I think this looks good.
You'll get more
Yeah.
mature.
pretty good. good.
The faster you pedal your bike, the faster the other guy's hand goes back.
Is that Machine Gun Kelly?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Concussions aren't great, but as long as you have them before you're 50.
Oh, that's
And
Steve-O.
Roswell's 49. So we're good.
It's 49.
Steve-O sounds like he got a tracheotomy.
Yeah.
Can you feel my heart?
Wow.
Today,
Me
we're
man
going
is
to do
still
a little
alive.
furniture shopping.
I've been watching Jackass since I was.
So these are 2 new members of the crew.
Who are they?
Just
Are they just skaters?
stunt
This guy looks
guys,
familiar. And an extremely morbidly obese person.
We have winners and we have Steve-O.
It ain't a bunch of NASA scientists writing this.
Oh, Eric Andre.
What did you guys do to Eric?
Fail to prepare, prepare to fail.
Still with
I
the,
still got those $1 million teeth, that's for sure.
oh no. All right, I'm in.
Sold.
Didn't set my.
Oh wait. No, this is the best.
Rob.
They really did. Hold on, let me get back here. Let me get
Oh,
back here.
We're edging here.
Yeah.
Gee, didn't set myself up for failure on this one.
Aaron, please relax.
I'm trapped. And you're putting honey on me and salmon?
Bear.
Oh
Of course,
my
there's a
God.
bear.
God.
It's Noah's bear from Israel.
It's a humping bear. Don't worry.
likes the humping.
Yeah, I'm in. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. Even if you don't want to laugh, you can't help it. It's like this innate, like primal thing in you that you would laugh when people hurt themselves.
Like
Whether
the
you-
Russian swing.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm in.
Yeah, let's say that to make ourselves feel less guilty. It's an innate thing. It's in our genetics.
It is. It is. I think maybe.
It came to us in our dreams, just like how you learned to jerk off. Our mind just told us.
True.
Rob's still looking at 80s porn.
I'm looking.
Jamie Gillis, remember that guy? Old like
Jonathan
Jewish
Morgan?
guy.
Vince Voyer, I remember, who
Oh, yeah.
looked like Buff Bagwell. It was just like porn
Yeah.
Buff
Yeah,
Bagwell.
I could see that.
I remember Jamie Gillis was in all the real old ones, and he was just very, accountant looking like guy with a Jufro. And he, I forgot about him. I was like probably 30. And then on the internet, there was circulated a video where he did a porn scene of his own making, like with a Super 8 Max camera or something. And it shit on a girl. And I was like, not watching it. And I watched like 2 minutes of it, and it was the most disgusting thing I ever saw, and I had to throw it up because he's doing his porn like persona, like he's doing his porn persona. It's so jarring, like because he's doing this thing I don't want to watch, and yet it's like a porn scene. It's got all the trappings of a porn scene of the 80s.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, oh, nostalgia, and then I'm like, all right, goodbye.
Oh, wait, so you're saying this circulated on the internet? Was it just like what was the reason? Was it accidental shitting, or did she not know?
No. It's like a shit scene.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah. That's not the farthest thing from my thing. I don't want to shame anyone in our audience if they like to do consensual.
Yeah,
shit.
if you like to do consensual scatting, that's on you. We just don't really need to know about it.
Yeah, call
No
us up
kink
and tell us
Some of
about
us
it. Yeah, I don't
do.
want to see it.
Okay, I guess
Hear
tell
about
us. Tell us how it goes. No kink shaming here. Sex.
I mean,
work
I
is
won't
work.
kiss you because I just shit on your face, but
Who are you, Chuck Berry?
that's right.
I
Chuck
ain't gonna
Dingleberry.
kiss you. You got
Yeah.
shit all over your face.
I found a list of male porn actors from the 90s to see if any of them come back to me. And I do remember Paul Thomas.
Yeah,
Ah,
Who's
yes.
that doesn't
Anderson.
sound familiar.
He wanted to make movies.
Yeah, that's right. That
No,
him I
different.
know, but
Anyone
just
else?
Paul Thomas. Also, that's probably not the most SEO friendly name.
Oh,
No, you
Paul-
remember TT Boy?
Sure.
Wasn't that like your brother's
Doppelganger.
like username for every online everything? I remember.
Yeah, but I don't know who that is.
You don't know who TT Boy?
You don't know
is?
TG Boy? Oh, come on. We've
Or
mentioned
I
him
might
so
just
many
not know
times
him
on the
by
show.
name.
His voice sort of sounded like Steve-O, as I recall.
Oh my god, These men are so gross. Most of them.
Noah, what about Rocco Siffredi? Remember him?
Mm,
No.
Look him up.
he's Italian. He liked to put women's faces in toilets.
Oh, real? What? I didn't know that.
He definitely did some like of that humiliation stuff. His
I mean,
feet
what-
in their face and stuff like that.
I used to
Like, all
remember
fucking-
him being into like rough shit, but no, I didn't know like.
I
putting, like,
think
girls'
as the
faces.
years progressed,
That's where it goes.
Yeah.
We got to start somewhere. Well, let's talk about our Spotify playlist while Noah keeps looking. Every week we add some new songs to our Spotify playlist. It's absolutely free. Just search Metal Injection Livecast Music Break. It's like we have a music break on the show, but it's not on the show. It's off the show, so we don't get copyright strikes. So what I picked is
Noah looks so disgusted. What's
I
going?
was gonna say.
Update
Oh,
us.
sorry.
Okay, Anthony Spinelli.
Does
I
not
can't-
ring a bell.
I remember that name. I can't.
That was
That
the
was our
Ah!
yeah, that was our professor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was our professor at Brooklyn College.
No, that
I know,
was
but
a
I feel
picture
like
you're
I've
showing
seen his
is not.
face.
That's not the
I've-
porn guy.
It looks like the guy from 90 Day Fiance with no neck.
It looks like the
I
guy
see it.
from Revenge of the Nerds and all those
Booger?
80s movies. Yeah,
Booger.
yeah.
No, doesn't look like Booger. Okay, let's go
know.
back to our playlist. I'm paying attention now.
So
Closing out of this.
It's the playlist and the play with yourself list. We're going back and forth.
my pick is Valentine Shine from Tomahawk. This is an old band of Mike Patton's that I very much enjoyed back in the day. And they put out a new album earlier this year. And it's so weird. Like there's been so many good albums that came out this year that I've forgotten to listen to. And Tomahawks is one of them until earlier this week. And I really, really like it. So I picked a track called Valentine Shine. It's track 2. Now, Darren, what did you pick?
I picked Picking Boogers. Speaking of Booger, we just mentioned him. By Biz Markie, one of my favorite Biz Markie songs. Biz Markie died earlier this week at the age of 57, and the world lost a great talent.
Do we know the cause of death yet? Last I saw, they hadn't revealed it.
I mean, I didn't look today, but
I think he was sick because I feel like a few weeks ago there was like a scare, like, oh, Biz Marquie's dead. And then his family had to be like, no, he's not.
On the news, they mentioned that he had diabetes for a long time, so maybe it's related to that. Diabetes has taken so many great rappers. It's fucked up.
If you're not familiar with Biz Markie, the best way to sum him up is like he is just a guy, but like he's also very talented. But he was just a guy, and he's like basically sort of every guy. It just reminded me of New York growing up in the 80s. So many just guys with that like exuberant attitude, and like he's just very New York kind of guy, and exuded that New York personality. So in addition to his music, that was why I really liked him a lot.
And actually, I saw something and I just Googled it. It looks like with larger black men, they're more likely to be susceptible to type 2 diabetes.
Right.
So,
But like Fife Dog was not large at all, and it got him too. He was
It
tiny.
happens.
Yeah.
Well, did he gain weight? as
did
he
he
got
have
older?
type 2 or type 1?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. So that's that. Noah, what did you pick? You picked Hatebreed?
Yes, I picked Weight of the False Self, which is the album that they put out last year. And it's the title track off that album. I just I had heard it in the car and I was like, oh wow, this is like good lyrics, like positive mental attitude. So I was like, okay, I like this. I'm gonna share it with everyone.
Yemi Yosta.
Yay
And
me.
Sydney?
I picked a song by the band Discount because the lead singer, Alison Mosshart, is she's in the Dead Weather now, and she's in the Anthony Bourdain documentary. That's why it came to mind. She was a friend of his. She was in one of the No Reservations episodes. Or no, Parts Unknown. I think she was on Parts Unknown. And she's in it, so that reminded me. I don't really like the Dead Weather, but the band Discount was a pop punk band she was in before that, and they were very good, so I picked a song from my favorite album of theirs. There's actually at the very end of the Anthony Bourdain documentary, Josh Homme. Is it Homme? I never know how to pronounce that dude's last name.
I think so.
He does a
Or
song. I
Homme.
think it's like written for the movie, and it's a very good song. But I couldn't find the name of it online. I couldn't find a recording of it online. I wanted to pick that, but I couldn't find that. But that's also very good. But so I picked.
Would you recommend that documentary, Sid? Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked everything. I mentioned this in the Discord, our Discord, which you should sign up for. That I liked everything about it, except it sort of takes a detour towards the end to sort of make his his most recent ex-girlfriend, Asia Argento, sort of like a Courtney Love figure. And like a lot of people around him blame her for his suicide, which even if true, I did not want this movie to go there. It just felt very weird and like tabloidy for a movie that was mostly positive and like feel good or trying to be feel good the rest of the time.
Also, it's just with like it's weird to blame somebody else for another person's suicide. Like, they didn't put the gun in.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, okay, so the weekend when he killed himself, there were pictures in the tabloids of her with some other dude. So if you want to draw the direct line, but you could, but that could happen to 1 million people, and 999,999 of them wouldn't kill themselves.
Also, you don't know what their relationship was at the time. Yeah. They could have broken up a few days before.
And either way, it's just a weird thing to do. And I was not expecting this movie to like go there. So that for the few minutes when it was about that, I was uncomfortable and I didn't love that part. The rest of it I thought was great. And it's a 2-hour movie, so you got an hour and 55 minutes of great and then 5 minutes of icky. It was worth it.
I won't watch it.
That's fine. It'll be on HBO Max next month, so you could watch it without having to pay.
Just turn it off for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah. Just when it gets to that relationship, you could fast forward.
Just think it's fucked up to put that on her, so I won't watch it.
All right. Well, that's our show, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. And there's a lot.
You gotta do shout outs. You gotta do the shout outs.
You gotta do the shout outs.
Aw, the cat. Bring her back. Sid's cat.
She's like in the shop, but only sometimes, and then she blends into the background.
Oh, look how loving she is.
I actually lock my cat out of the room while I do the show because he's so. I mean,
noisy?
He gets tons of effect. Very noisy, and not in a bad way. I love it. I just don't want it to interfere with the show. And also, he just climbed. Like, I won't be able to actually do the show. He's basically a kitten. He's a year and a year and a month.
Let him in for the rest of the show.
Maybe for the next Patreon episode, let him in, and just so we can see what that's like.
Sure, or maybe for a few minutes anyway. I'm sure once I do it, he won't do it. Of course, to make me look like a dummy. But
that's what cats do.
Well then, how should we do our top Livecast fans of the week?
That's a good question.
Do it as a 90s porn star actor.
Yeah.
While he's banging some broad.
Okay. Let me pull it up. Of course, you could be a top Livecast fan of the week if you hit up our Patreon. It's the $10 tier. You get everything in the $5 tier, which we mentioned earlier. Plus, get a shout out at the end of the show. And,
Rob, I think you should put on some generic 80s porn.
I was getting that up. Yes.
Or do the Val Venus.
I don't want to get
After Dark.
No, let's. Yeah, find the generic one on YouTube or something. Something that's already on YouTube, and we know it. Now you got to find the upbeat one, like like
the Cannibal
this is
Holocaust
softcore.
soundtrack.
Softcore. Come on. Look up 80s porn music.
This is
Just
literally
play Joe
labeled 80s porn.
Satriani. Just play Joe Satriani, and you're good.
Joe
Look up
Satriani.
Upbeat.
Austin is a.
Let's see. Is this okay?
This is too cool.
It's closer. We're going the right direction. Oh, this could be good. Let's see where it goes.
Doing Thrash It or Trash It with porn music.
Yeah, this is good.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
All right. I want to give a big shout out to our top Livecast fans of the week. Eric. Give me that Rabba Ganoush, aka Justin. Benjamin. Oh, yeah. El Deuterino in my butt.
Come on, man.
Dan R. That R stands for rim job. And when I'm done, I'm gonna splooge all up in Mindy Mayer's kipper.
Oh.
And then put it on Croc Destroyer's head. And Cattle Decaf, I want to say hello to you and offer you some Samden I amden I isden. Although it'd be funny for this if he was semen I emen I isden. Semen in the porn. But I digress.
That's good.
Gender. What are you wearing? Chasseur chassusits. Say that with my dick in your mouth.
You gotta do a little more innuendo, dude. Like that's too much straightforward.
Yeah, Rob's
That's
doing
what
gonzo
porn is. That's what porn is like now.
That's like 2021 porn.
Al Goldstein all of a sudden.
You're like using the sound of 80s porn with like the words of 20. I want to have my penis down your throat till your eyes water.
The crustacean sensation, aka God Stomper. I could show you a few crustaceans. What does it mean? You don't know.
Yeah,
That's
shrimp
good.
dip.
That's good.
They lodge in my swim trunks when I'm at Brighton Beach.
Then we have Dallas. I hear there's great sex clubs in Dallas. Rob a Vampiro. Hugo likes tacos, you dirty boy.
Tuna tacos.
Lando Danks. More like Lando Skanks. Am I right? LaCroix. Oh, very fancy. I love a French partner. Scooby-Doo 182. No, let's go again. Let's make it 183. And Douglas, who are you, Levison? Because I need you in my life. Those are our top Livecast fans of the week.
It's like a commercial for one of those 1-900 numbers.
Make sure to spay and neuter your pets.
What? Now you're Bob Barker?
This has been The Price is Right. Thank you for listening, and thank you to our top Livecast fans. Thank you to all of our patrons.
Yeah.
Thank you to our Livecast stars who don't want to support us by giving us $5 a month. That's fine.
Wow.
That's fine.
Just download and rate and review.
Yeah.
Yeah, give us a rating or a review. That
Buy some
helps.
merch.
Buy some merch. Metalinjection.net/livecast merch. I believe there's going to be some sales at the end of this week, so you can get a little discount on your T-shirt or a mask or a iPhone case. I got a pretty nice iPhone case for myself.
Pillowcase.
Do we have any teddy bears that we could sell for people to hump?
We have pillows, but no teddy bears. You could hump the pillows.
You could hump a pillow.
And that's our show. Ta-ta.